Hi, I'm Yemi, your financial coach and your guide to smart money decisions. If you want clear, practical advice on investing and securing your financial future, you are in the right place. If you're feeling overwhelmed by hundreds of investment funds and you are unsure which ones to choose, you're not alone. And in today's video, I will share exactly how I choose my funds each month without losing sleep or wasting money. I spent several months researching, testing, and investing in a variety of funds. And today I will share with you what works for me so you can learn from my journey and make confident choices for your own portfolios. By the end of this video, you'll know my clear checklist for selecting funds. You will understand why I prefer accumulation funds during wealth building, and you will hear exactly which funds I invest in, including Invesco FTSE All-World, amongst others. Here is how we will break it down. Why I choose passive global funds with low fees, what accumulation funds are and why they matter to me. We will take a look at the specific funds I use and why. I'll also tell you my thoughts on platforms and fees. Plus, a quick note on my children's junior ISA and why I use Hargreaves Lansdown. First things first, I invest only in passive funds. That means no active stock pickings or managers trying to beat the market. Active funds usually come with higher fees and they often don't outperform the markets anyway. Passive funds simply track the market, offering broad exposure and much lower costs. My funds are also global, covering global and emerging markets. This is to avoid putting all my eggs in one basket. And I pay close attention to fees. Even small differences can add up over time. Because I am in the wealth accumulation phase, I prefer accumulation funds. This means that any dividend I get is reinvested automatically. This helps my portfolio to grow faster through compound interest. Think of it like planting seeds that sprouts new plants without having to do anything. Income funds, on the other hand, pay out dividends. Income funds are also called distribution funds. These dividends might be great for people that are in the retirement age, but it is not ideal for someone focused on long-term growth like me. One key fund I invest in is the Invesco FTSE All-World ETF. This fund tracks the FTSE All-World Index, which means exposure to the thousands of companies worldwide. These include big and mid-sized companies, and they are across the developed world and emerging markets. The Invesco FTSE All-World ETF is an accumulating ETF, and it has a low fee of around 0.15%. That's lower than the similar options like the Vanguard FTSE All-World Fund. Speaking of Vanguard, they have two main versions of the FTSE All-World ETF. The first is the VWRL, which distributes dividends, and it is the income version. The other one is the VWRP, which accumulates dividend, the accumulation version. Both Vanguard funds track the same index as the Invesco FTSE All-World, so they have very similar holdings. The main difference is in the fees and whether dividends are paid out or reinvested. I also invest in iShares MSCI World ETF, which covers developed markets globally, excluding emerging markets. The Vanguard FTSE Global All Cap, which includes smaller companies as well for broader diversifications. One thing I do is to ensure I pick the accumulating versions where possible to keep compounding in my favor. I invest mainly through platforms like Trading 212 and InvestEngine because they offer low-cost trades and they have easy access to these funds. While I try to invest in funds listed in my domestic currency in order to avoid conversion fees, platforms like Trading 212 sometimes require currency conversion, so some fees are just unavoidable. Therefore, being aware of this cost helps me manage my investments expenses better. Another platform I use is Hargreaves Lansdown. This is mainly because I put my children's junior ISA and their pension in there. One big reason for this is the fact that they don't charge fees on their junior ISA. Therefore, this is a cost-effective way of saving for their future. If you want to learn more about junior ISAs and SIPs, what they are, how they work, and how to get started, let me know in the comments. That will be the topic of my next video. Just a quick reminder, when I mention specific funds or platforms, this is to share what works for me based on my research and experience. This is not an investment advice or a recommendation. Please do your own research or consult a financial advisor before making investment decisions. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss my next video about junior ISAs and SIPs. Drop a comment if you have any questions or if you want me to cover other investment topics. Let's grow your wealth with confidence together.